This is that video that you need to explain everything about how Bigo Payment works. You've been hearing that Bigo Live broadcasting pays. People earn money from Bigo, but you've always wondered, how does this work? I'm going to explain about beans and diamonds, target sheets, how to exchange them, and how to get into your account. Let's talk about beans and diamonds. Beans and diamonds are almost the same thing because they are virtual currencies that can be converted to your real currency. Beans is the name that we call the gifts that you receive in your Bigo Live account. When you go live, supporters come, they watch you, they get entertained, they like your content, and they send you gifts. Now, these gifts are saved as beans on your profile and your wallet. Diamonds. Diamonds are what gifters or supporters send out to hosts. Before the gifts are sent to you, they are called diamonds in the wallet of the supporter. Now, when the supporter sends it to you, it is saved as beans. This is because Bigo does not want you to send back beans with the same rate. So they had to differentiate it. For you to send back beans that you have received, you need to do conversion to diamonds. So that is the difference. Now, you can only send diamonds out and you can only receive beans. The first way to get beans is from gifters who have recharged diamonds and like your content and want to send them to you. You can also get beans as rebates from PKs, from events that Bigo creates to reward you extra. Now, the next thing that you want to know is the conversion rate from beans to diamonds and from beans to your fiat currency. One diamond in a gifter's account is equal to one beans when sent to you. However, one beans is not equal to one diamond. After receiving beans and you decide for any reason to send it to another host or another broadcaster, you have to exchange that beans to diamond. The exchange rate is 4:1. That is, 4 beans will give you 1 diamond. For you to be able to send, for instance, 10 diamonds to another broadcaster, you need to exchange at least 40 beans. For you to be able to send 100 diamonds to another broadcaster from your beans received, you need to exchange or convert at least 400 beans. I hope you understand the conversion rate. Let's talk about the conversion rate from beans to dollars. About 210 beans makes $1. So when you get 210 beans in your account, you have $1. You can get 5,000 beans in a minute. You can get 50,000 beans in 2 days, in 3 days, in a month, depending on how well your content is perceived and accepted. Now, let's talk about the storage of beans and diamond. On your profile, there is wallet, and within the wallet menu, there is diamonds and there are beans. The diamonds are saved in the diamond wallet and the beans are saved in the beans wallet. Now let's talk about the places that you can receive beans. You can receive beans through messages in your inbox and they'll count in your targets. I'm going to talk about targets really soon. And you can also receive beans in live broadcasts. When you go live, you entertain people and they love your content and they're going to send you beans. You can also receive beans from gambling. Beans are recorded in 3 places every month. The first place that your beans that you receive are recorded are on your profile. When you see people's profile, it shows the total amount of beans that they have received from the day they started broadcasting to the current time. So it is not the total amount of new beans that they have received in the new month, but the total amount of beans that they have received from the day they started broadcasting to this moment. Also, the only beans that are recorded on your profile are the beans that you get from your live broadcast. Beans that win from gambling, beans that you get from your photographs that you have uploaded or videos are not recorded on your profile. The next place that your beans are recorded is your live data. Your live data is a record of all the beans that you've gotten within a particular month. Unlike your profile that records all the beans that you've gotten on live from the day you started broadcasting till the current time, your live data only records the amount of beans that you've gotten within a particular month. Bigo only pays for the amount of beans that you get within a particular month. They don't add the previous month to it. Bigo pays you with your current live data. at the end of every month. Immediately you
Hello
audition as a
guys,
host and
my
you've
name is
passed your
Tina
audition,
Tamara. I'm
Bigo
from
starts calculating the beans that you get. And at the end of the month, they are going to pay you based on this salary sheet. Now, the salary sheet starts from as low as $16 to as much as $4,600 every month. From the one of the month to the end of the month, Bigo starts calculating all the beans that you get on your live broadcast. If you get the minimum target on this sheet, which is 2,500 beans, Bigo puts you in the payment sheet. 2,500 beans targets can only be done by new hosts who just audition within their first 2 months. Let's say you just pass your audition in January, you can do 2.5, and then in February you can also do 2.5. From March, you are only allowed to do 5K targets. Minimum targets for old hosts starts from 5K, no matter how long they've stayed on Bigo. The good thing about Bigo Payment is that Bigo does not just pay for this amount here. You get like a double of the amount that you see here. The beans that you have received on Bigo are payment on their own. They are virtual currency on their own. Let's say you've received 2,500 beans or 5,000 beans in your wallet. Now divide 5,000 by 210. That is the amount of dollar you already have. So at the end of the month, Bigo will say, oh, you got 5,000 beans. Bigo is going to pay you a salary for 5,000 beans. That is to say, they are going to pay you extra amount of beans, which is about 5,000 plus beans as your salary. So what you may be cashing out is 10,000 plus beans. What you're seeing on the list right now is like double when you cash out, except if as you receive your beans, you exchange and give them out. Maybe you gamble with them or you exchange and give to other hosts. That is when you will cash out only the salary that Bigo pays you. The next thing I want to talk about on this list is the time target. Bigo expects that as a host, you do a minimum of this time shown for each of the targets. At least you must do 30 hours over the month for bigger targets. If you do 1 hour per day, you get 30 hours. If you do 2 hours per day, you get 30 hours in 15 days. If you do 3 hours per day, you get 30 hours in 10 days. If you don't meet your time targets for a particular target, Bigo will pay only 50% of that target. It is advisable that you go live frequently to get your time targets done. However, if you meet your time target and you don't meet your beans target, you don't get paid at all. Time target is just to make sure you get your complete salary. Bigo only pays you for the target that you hit. Let's say you're a new host and you're expected to hit at least 2,500 beans to get paid for in your first 2 months. And in your first month, you did really well and you got 8,000 beans within 2 weeks. Bigo will still pay you. Bigo does not limit you to minimum targets. It only limits you to the maximum target, which is about 1.6 million. So as a new host, you can do from 2,500 to 1.6 million means you're allowed to do any target that you can, and Bigo will pay you for it. Now let us look at the target properly. Let's say you're about to go for 5K target, and within the month, before the 14th or the 15th of the month, you've already gotten the 5K, and you're like, well, there's still much time for me to do more beans targets since I can do whatever target I can, and you continue to go live and you go to 8K in 2 days. On the 18th, you're already on 8K. You say, wow, the next target is 15K. And then you started going again, and then you got 10K at the end of the month. Now, if you couldn't get to 15K, Bigo will not pay you for 10K targets. Bigo will pay you for the targets before 15K, which is 8K. So Bigo will pay you 8K extra beans. However, the extra beans that you got are not wasted. You can cash them all out with the salary that you've been paid. You see how awesome Bigo is. People will ask, how many hours should I go live? You should go live as long as you want, as long as you're enjoying your live broadcast. That is why it is advisable to do what you like doing so that you don't feel stressed out when you go live. Bigo only calculates 3 hours from the entire hours that you do per day. Let's say you go live for 8 hours or 10 hours because you were enjoying the live and you were having fun and you were getting gifts. Bigo will only pick out 3 hours out of it. You must have stayed live for at least 20 minutes before Bigo adds that time to your time. So you do not necessarily need to go live 3 hours on a stretch. You can go live for 20 minutes now Later, you go live for 40 minutes, you end the live, you go live for 1 hour, as much as you can. Bigo will register all this time in your live data, and at the end of the month, you're going to get your complete time. If you actually do at least 30 hours, you're going to get your complete salary. So this is how Bigo works. Let's look at how to cash out your beans. The most common way to cash out your salary right now is through Payoneer, because the salaries are paid to your Bigo wallet as beans. To convert those beans into dollars, which will be converted and sent to your bank account, you need a Payoneer account. Now, register a Payoneer with your international passport or driver's license. And if you don't have any of those, you can contact your agency. They will help you out with getting a Payoneer. So when you cash out your beans to Payoneer, it takes at least 2 to 3 days to get into your Payoneer wallet, or some of it drops immediately. From your Payoneer wallet, you can now cash out to your bank account, either a domiciliary dollar account or your regular bank account. So this is all about how Bigo Payment works. If you really like this video, you can follow, and thank you. See you next time.